not a vocal person. I like writing. That's how I speak. Yeah. I'm very antisocial. People might see me doing a lot of writing and what's not on social media, but in person, I'm not like that. I actually had to mentally prepare for this. Yes. So
So you,
that's where the writing came from.
okay.
Yes.
So Martian, you wouldn't stand up and tell a story.
No, there's a lot of my work that people tend to take credit for, which I don't mind because um,
It's
it,
extending your reach, perhaps.
yeah, and there was a few times I had some programs and I had to go and give the feature because it was my program and I had to give the feature address. And I'm talking and I read so fast and run through this thing because I was nervous and shaking. I'm not good at public speaking. Yeah.
You're
So I
doing
would
quite well.
yeah, that's why I said I had to mentally prepare. But I like no, I don't mind. If I'm in the background and somebody in front and you do all the talking. Yeah.
You haven't tried poetry, have you? Because
Yes.
that will help you.
Yeah. There. Right now I do dramatic poetry
Well, there you
in the form
go.
of advocacy for
Ah,
domestic violence.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's where my reach got wider through that.
Yeah, I noticed as I opened by saying you believe in the empowerment of women.
Yes, yes. So I saw people talk. You have to find ways to reach people. Sometimes somebody might come. Not everybody academically inclined, so you can't always put things in a way with all these big words and grammar. Not everybody's gonna understand that, so you have to find ways to reach people. And I did a poem, and I saw a lot of people reacted to it. Then some writing, and it was a lot. And I was of the opinion that Guyanese don't like read, but it's how you put it out there. And I saw, even though I did a lot of writing, people were actually reading it through. They were sharing the poem, and then I started to do the poem and do the voiceovers. So you just have to find ways to get whatever you want to get out there.
That is wise
Yes.
because there's nothing new, all right? But people, editors, publishers are looking for new perspective,
Yes.
new arrangement to
Yes.
old stuff. These are nothing, these
Yeah.
stories are not new, right? But the way and I like how you like you have a punchline to these stories, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
humor with some punchline to these stories and I like as you say, it takes a lot of imagination to tweak these stories the way you have
Yes.
done. Right. Let's talk about now the social impact of telling stories. You know, I bemoan the fact that we kind of lost our community spirit. When last we sit down in the moonlight, you know, when last we sit down at the coca or the calabash tree and
And that was a big thing when I was younger. Really, I mean, when light come on, everybody used to there jumping lights, but in the blackout, we used to be outside, sit down under the moonlight, and you're telling different stories. You're playing Gypsy in the Moonlight and Maria, and that's how you hear these jumpy stories. That was nice. And sometimes when the light come on, you're enjoying it so much
yeah.
you vex
Yeah.
that the light come on.
You know, if we don't tell these stories, right?
Our culture is going to be lost.
Yes.
And that is something I think that's happening right now. We're adapting cultures from right now. I don't even think this generation know our culture. They're just adapting this whole dunce era or scrape and all of that. Nobody in focus on our
Yeah.
stories. Yeah, it's sad, but I think through storytelling and we're gonna get back there. All
Don't
hope isn't lost.
don't don't let's go to the extreme and call it a dunce culture because I'll
No,
tell you what.
no, I'm not calling it that. I'm calling it what they call it. This with them that's call it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not calling them duns, but that's what they call it. The
Yeah,
dun said,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Because let me tell you, there are some of the dub songs and some of the newer songs that I take time to listen, and they're like, I'm not comparing them with Bob Marley, but they are the intense intelligence, the logic in those songs. Right. So when the guys keep, or even the gals, they keep doom, 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 you know what I mean? Right? They will sing to it. You need to listen. You need to listen to get this.
Yeah.
It's like poetry. People say poetry is difficult, but then you need to take time to read poetry.
Yes. But yeah, I'm not. Let me clarify that. I'm not calling anybody a dunce. It's just that's what they call it. They move. It's like okay, so there's the dunce, the skullhead, and the scrape. So yeah, that's the generation now. So we gotta get back to these are nice things to carry on from generation to generation, and hopefully it doesn't get lost. Yeah.
I'm sure you got one of your poems on your phone.
This is a personal poem. It's called A Warrior's Heart, Scarred but Bold. I was a child, wide-eyed and small, heart still whole, untouched by the fall. But monsters don't wait in the dark of night. They live in the houses filled with light. He was family, wasn't he? His voice familiar, his hands unseen. A green towel, a silent law, a hole in the wall, a forced, vile game. I buried the screams, swallowed the shame. I told no one like he said I should. And when I spoke, my voice was here, a lie to them, no truth to share. They didn't see how my smile faded, how I shrank, how I hesitated. No one asked why my laughter died, why I stayed silent, why I cried. So I learned to pretend, to play it cool, to wear my pain like armor in school. I gave, I loved, I poured myself dry, hoping that giving would make me alive. And they took everything. They took my kindness, my love, my pride. A sister who forgets when she held out her hand, but remembers the one time I couldn't stand. A mother who never saw the signs, a father's love that I chased through time. I was never poor, yet I starved, not for food, but for love unscarred. Not for shelter, but for a place to rest, somewhere safe inside my chest. I can't read the rest, but yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah, it's
We get the drift of what you're
yes.
saying, and I'm proud of you if that's, you say it's a personal poem.
Yeah.
What you must have gone through in this life to get where you are.
Yes. A lot of
we-
work, but I'm there.
So where are we going, Martian? Where are we going after this?
Well, I'm working on the second edition for this based on, well, that is more folklore stories that my grandmother told me with experience from a whole like sucking my mom and stuff like that. Yeah, really good story, really good stories. And then I'm working on a children's one based on my experience going to the St. Stephen's Primary School and the St. Stephen's Baku Church, I call it. Yeah, that's where we're going from there. Aside from that, I'm still studying. So I'm trying to balance between my regular job, my son, writing, studying. Yeah.
Yeah, advocacy,
Yes.
women empowerment,
Yeah.
and youth empowerment also.
Yes, I did a lot of work there. I put that kind of on pause because most of that have to do with when I'm in Guyana. But yeah.
I know St. Stephen, I used to be in Drydale Street, Catley Street. I used to be running around.
Talking about St. Stephen's, they got a lady that is still sweetie out there. I gotta go and pay her some interest all these years because there's a story in the book. I left St. Stephen's Owen Shea. So
Go before she put jump.
yes, I gotta go and pay her.
Running in the graveyard. Them graveyard we used to be running.
That was when it did clean because you could see
Yes,
from one
yeah,
end to the
yeah,
next.
yeah.
Because my mom, we used to walk through from St. Stephen's Street all the way to Cemetery Road to go by my grandmother. It was really clean then, but well, not now.
Actually, what's next? And that's great that you're gonna put these things together.
Yes.
And you're not only catering for the grown reader, but then you're catering for the adolescents and young
Yes.
adults. You know, there's a big market for young adults.
Yes.
Big market
Yeah.
from
And I
young.
gave my I sent one of the stories to my son. I didn't I didn't tell him I'm the one that wrote it. So I just sent it to him, asked him if he liked it. And yeah, he said, yeah, it's something I would I said, you want to read more? He said, yeah, it's something he would read, his friends would read. So then I was like, okay, I wrote it. So he asked if it's Chat GPT. So, so I'm like, wait, you think ChatGPT write this? I said, this is my life story, but I'm not even sure if I should be insulted or impressed that you think my writing is that good that it's AI wrote it. But okay, thank you. So he proofreads, whatever children's story, I would send to him first to see if I get the younger go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm up to 5 right now.
What do you think that you raised the subject now? What do you think about
AI?
AI?
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I see, okay, if you're gonna write, okay, and you're gonna use it maybe to like polish your stories, I have no problem with that. AI is here. I even
Yes.
we do teaching with how to use AI and how to spot. Like I can literally look at somebody's status and off the bat know that you used AI.
Hey.
Yeah, because it sounds the same. Everybody sounds the same. There's particular keywords and sentence construction that AI tend to use, and then everybody wants to use it and they don't know the correct prompts. And then there's also machinery that you can run it through, because my school that we go to, they're strict on that. So all our writings, they run it through, and you can get expelled for that. But it's good and it's bad because it would get you lazy when it comes to writing. And somebody actually, my advocacy, like I was telling you, I'm doing the dramatic poetry for domestic violence, and it seemed like they took my poems, ran it through AI, and then started doing AI rewrite
Some
my stuff.
adjusting.
Yes. So I hate that. Like, if it's something is advocacy, put your all into it. It doesn't have to be perfect
But
because
then
you're
you can give
advocating for
credit.
something.
You can give credit to the
That
original
too.
original.
Yeah, but if you're passionate about something and you're advocating for it, why do you need a machine to
come-
tell you, yes,
yeah.
it must come from within?
Yeah.
That's why sometimes I might be, if I'm doing like analysis, if I see something and I'm doing an analysis on social media, it's going to be well articulated, and funny enough, I was surprised a lot of people read through it. But if I'm advocating for something, I'm passionate about something, I'm going to write it in our Creole language so people can understand. I'm not going to run it through AI so AI can tell me what to say. Because again, like I said, everyone starts to sound the same, and you can spot it right there and then and know, yeah, you use AI. And people get insulted if you point that out. But just speak from within. You're advocating for something, you know?
AI can do our Guyanese Creole.
Yes.
No joking.
Yeah, people actually not our Creole. You can tell AI how to talk to you. Tell AI to talk to me like a Nigerian. Tell AI to talk to you like you're speaking patois. Yes,
Incredible.
it's that advanced right now. But there's a big disclaimer on the bottom that some people tend to forget, that it says AI isn't always accurate. So sometimes you might see somebody putting out something and it's wrong, or people might be doing thesis and all of these things, and then they have references that it's nowhere to be found. So you still have to do your own research. So there's the good and the bad, but I just think it gets your brain lazy. Yeah.
Plagiarism can get you expelled. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah. And get you distance.
But if you're using
From
it to
society.
polish up your writing, fine, nothing wrong with that. But don't just let all your work be AI, man.
Okay. Guyanese folklore for grown folks. Sweetie lies and flying skins. Village Tales from Guyana by Martian Nella. Thank you so very much, and good
Thank
luck
you.
with your other writings.
Thank you for having
Keep
me.
in touch.
Oh, I will.
Keep in touch, and we can do this online if you're not in Guyana.
Yes, sure, no problem. Thank you very much for having me. We talked a mouthful.
Yeah, you did.
and
You
and
did.
this was good practice for me.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah, this was good practice.
Many times, yeah,
Yes.
many times I bring on first time persons. I said, Ma, but I thought you've been in front of a camera before. Only to hear, no, man. But I, I like how you brought me out. You bring out the
Yeah.
best in me. Thank you
This
so
was
very
really
much.
good practice.
Yeah,
Thank
this is a
you.
good gaff.
Yeah. Proper gaff.
Thank you so very much. All right.